from the get-go, it's community involvement. Like, we want to make the place we live in a better place.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Millionaire Misfits podcast, where our mission is to turn everyday misfits like us into millionaires like our guests. Quitting the day job, financial independence, retiring early, traveling the world. That's what some of our guests have done and will teach you how to do. So don't go anywhere, because episode 6, we have Sean Syverson in the studio, owner of Swing Barrel Brewery in Moorhead, Minnesota. You guys, he had tons of good experience and thoughtful feedback of how to be in a partnership, how to own a business and build it into a successful company. You guys, it was a great interview, and it really unpacks the nuts and bolts. So you guys are going to want to listen to this. Dan, tell them about it.
Yeah, Sean's episode was awesome. If you guys actually want to hear what it's really like to start a business from scratch, go in with partners and learn about what this world of entrepreneurship is really like, and learn about the mindset stuff that you probably need if you're going to start doing this stuff, this is the episode.
This is a great episode for you guys. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Today, we got Sean Syverson from Swing Barrel Brewing in Moorhead, Minnesota. We've known each other for a couple years, maybe.
Yeah, at least a few now.
Yeah, so I used to work with your brother.
Yep.
Met you. We did a little bit of a collab on a beer label at one
The
point,
main
and
line.
Yeah. Great beer, by the way. Go check out Swing Barrel Brewing. Grab
3 minutes
lines.
in, we got
Let's just keep plugging. Keep plugging.
Yeah. Before we get into it, Sean, do you want to just kind of tell us a little bit about like what you're currently doing, what you do right now? And I know you mentioned you have like some business partners. So how many of you guys are involved in that?
Yeah.
And when did it start and all that stuff?
Right now, currently, where we're at, we have 4 owners at Swing Barrel. There's 4 of us. It is John Kapla, Coalfield, Nick Bordwell, and myself. As far as my role personally, from the very beginning till now, my role has changed drastically. When we first started out, it was recipe design, brewing, everything, fucking toilet scrubbing.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything.
Yeah.
One of the things that John and I talked about early is, why do we want to do this? And from the get-go, it's community involvement. Like, we want to make the place we live in a better place.
That's awesome.
So I hope that we're doing that. I mean, we might be fueling some people's alcoholism, but honestly,
I was just gonna say, the way to do that is providing alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a upper Midwest mentality. Dude. It's like, let's help our local community. What are we gonna do? Booze.
Yeah,
100%. You think what I'm thinking? Like,
but that was part of it too. Like, we way early on, we were like, well, why this? Why a brewery? Versus, hey, let's start our own bar, right? Why the difference? Well, booze, whiskey, liquor, gin, all that stuff, that comes with different issues.
Yeah.
And I think the vibe of a brewery is quite different. It's more of a community hub.
Yeah.
And so that played into what we were doing. That, and obviously, like, we were having fun making beer.
Yeah. Okay, so you were starting a brewery,
Mm-hmm.
and you were meeting up with other brewers.
Yeah.
And asking them like, hey, what's going on? Like, we want to make sure we're doing this right, like all the stuff. And they were just, this is going to sound like I'm shocked, but I'm not. So they were just like totally on board to help you guys like figure this stuff out and give you information and all that, or?
I think it was more, it's more one of those things like this, right? Like to this day, there will be people that come into our brewery that come in and say like, oh, I want to start a brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're like, do you really?
Yeah.
Do you really?
A lot of people want to start.
Yeah. Like they love the idea of the outside, the facade, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know how many toilets that need scrubbing.
Yeah. So, like you kind of take that as statements at face value. So I imagine for them, at first, it was a lot like that too. Like, are we going to pander to these 2 jackasses? Like, okay, yeah, come in.
Yeah.
It was more like that probably. But I think the more we got to speaking with them a little more, the more they understood that we weren't kids just doing something.
Right.
We were going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after a few conversations, it turned very helpful.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're very open.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them. I mean,
Okay.
everybody was super cool about answering our stupid ass questions.
So the more serious you guys became about basically like becoming potential competition, the more helpful they were to like get you
It's a
help.
weird thing in the brewing world, man. Like, obviously they know the ins and outs, but like anything, I don't know, like in the brewing industry, what I have found is that if you have a good product and you have a good vibe and you create a space that people want to be in, that brings more people to the other breweries too. Brewery tourism is pretty real.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And people like to come to an area where they can go to more than one.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we brew shit beer, then that's a problem for not only for us, but it can be kind of for them too. So it's kind of like, you know, when you see these places that are brewing good beer, you kind of cheer. You're like, awesome.
Yeah.
You know, let's get more craft beer here that's worth a shit.
Kind of like everyone lifts the whole industry together.
Yes. There's only so many beer drinkers that want to, you know.
Well, it is North Dakota. Fargo, Moorhead.
No doubt.
You know,
Yeah. As far as competition for beer drinking, you picked a good area.
Yeah.
We're not going to get oversaturated.
3 colleges, like North Dakota, Minnesota.
It's getting tough for college kids, though, man. Like, they don't want to pay for a $7-8 beer.
Well, that's true.
Kids these days.
Get a job, you lazy bum.
Dig into your trust.
Right.
Dig into your trust.
Dig into your like student loans a little bit. Come on.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So you move your whole family back, and you are partnering with your longtime friend and bandmate too, right? You guys,
we met in college. We played in a band, and that's what we did. That was kind of our weekend warrior gig. You know, we'd go to school during the week, go play a gig for about almost 2 years, I suppose.
Nice. Make some money off of that.
Then we played after that too. While I started teaching, we played in another band.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this just reminded me of this. So last summer, you guys had an event at Swing Barrel.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but there was like live music. You had
probably our birthday.
I think that might be what it was.
Yeah. Zoltar was there.
Yeah.
Zoltar.
So
that's what's doing the tattoos. That's the name of it.
So
Zoltar Tattoo.
So me and a couple of friends went to that, and we're outside watching this band. And granted, I don't know you super well.
Sure.
But like, you know, we've talked or whatever, and the band was playing, and all of a sudden you get up on stage and started singing. And I was like, holy shit, going. This guy's good. Like, I just, like, no offense, Sean, but I never pictured you as like a singer.
Why would you?
And like, he just gets up on, like, all of a sudden I'm like, that's Sean. And he starts singing. I'm like, holy crap, Sean's actually a really good singer.
And
like,
then I locked eyes.
Yeah. And that's
everyone else
that's when the hip thrust started.
Yeah.
Slowly at first.
My scissor kicks have gone downhill a little. But
well, now we got to hear some songs. I mean,
we're
halfway through.
We're
you got the microphone.
Yeah.
That's really what this whole thing was.
It's a big ruse.
Yeah. I didn't mean to derail the whole conversation, but I had to share that story because I was like, dang, like this guy can sing. I was impressed, Sean. I was impressed.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Any listeners out there, we encourage you to go check out Sean's singing voice live and in person. He's withholding from us today, but you'll have to go check him out live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do free shows.
Right. Yeah. If you're good at something,
we have to pay people to go to our shows.
Yeah. You got to pay for that kind of gyration.
So it's so awesome because like so far you've talked about like building the community first. What do you guys love to do? And then start a business around that. Mm-hmm. So like how important, like, because now you guys have been in business for almost 10 years. It sounds
no,
like.
it's 5 years.
5 years. Okay.
Because when I came back, we were so ground zero.
Oh, okay.
Like we had the idea, but that took, it took us, 3 good years to really lay down a foundation to get things going.
Okay. That's super interesting.
Yeah.
So you guys were just like making plans, discussing, like doing like beer prototype brews or
kind of. I mean, we'd get together and we'd brew, brew garage beers. But we were working too, right? Like I had a little family at that point, babies for God's sakes.
Gotta get a job first.
Yep. And so I was teaching here again in the West Fargo district.
Okay.
So I did that for 3 years before we really set to open.
Wow.
So when you talk about like laying the foundation, like what is that just like networking? Was it renovating a space, brewing stuff?
All the legal shit, like doing the research, filling out the applications, hunting for a bank, writing your business plan so that anybody would take you seriously, like projections, all your research. Like, who the hell is going to give a couple of guys with zero freaking brewing experience money to do this thing?
Yeah.
Right?
That's so
and to
good.
do it right. Like we weren't starting in a garage. We were both at that point, we were both in our mid 30s. Right. And so like, who the hell's going to give us money?
Yeah.
You're a fucking teacher.
Yeah.
John was still playing music and then also, working. I think at that point he was like a docks manager at Macy's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like neither one of us had any brewing experience.
Yeah.
Can't just walk into a bank and demand free money. Like, that's not how it works.
Man, no.
Especially like 5 to 10 years ago, the craft brewery scene was a lot different too. Like, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, was it just a little bit more risky or unknown?
I think when it was kind of hitting its peak in the early to mid 10 to 15. Like, it was it was popular as hell, right? We kind of came in on the tail end where the trends were maybe going down a little bit, but not going terribly. And that's the other thing too. I mean, like, yeah, drinking trends come and go, but again, if you make a good product, you'll do okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing what you like to do, if you're doing it well, you obviously have to adjust. But if you have the ability to pivot and change a little bit and do things and follow the trends, I think you're fine. If you get locked into the mindset of, I brew this beer, and then you just die on that hill.
Just stubborn.
I think then I think you're effed.
Yeah.
You have to be flexible.
Change with the times. Yeah, be a little bit more flexible, like you said. So you guys were laying the groundwork. I think that's almost more impressive to like come back and like you don't start right away. Like, you have this idea. I'm like, is this crazy? Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, screw it. Let's do it anyway. And then you come back and then you take like 3 years to actually open shop. Like, there's a lot of time in those 3 years where I imagine I'd be like, well, I got a job. Like, I can just go back to a normal life. Like, how do you not just let that fade away in those 3 years?
Very good question. Very good question. I think that's different for everybody, right? Like, how strong are your convictions? How badly do you want to do what you want to do? If I were to go into this half-assed, I don't think it would have gone, right? Like all I knew was this. I did not want to keep correcting papers on a Saturday for 6 hours. I'd go to a coffee shop and I'd sit and I'd drink a shitload of coffee. My hand would fucking hurt from writing. My neck sore from freaking just doing that. It became more evident that like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Or I would have had to change how I did it. But it was more, I need to escape the prison that I've kind of created for myself. So that was my drive. Like, I think everybody's got something different, and I don't know. I mean, I love teaching. And I still do to this day. I enjoy kids. Kids are fun to be around. They're young. They're full of energy. They're cool. You can help a community by doing that too. But I just wanted to do it in a different way. I think that's another important thing too, though. Like, for anybody starting anything, have your goal, have it clear, go toward it, but don't be so locked into it that you're not open to other possibilities or where that might take you.
Yeah, definitely.
If I would have got locked into just one thing and been so stubborn about it and not been flexible, I don't think it would have gone as well.
Right. Yeah. You'll never hear a business owner like look back over the last 10 years and be like, everything went perfectly according to plan.
Right.
Like, that will never be the case. If you've survived in business for 5-10 years, you have definitely pivoted and made your adjustments and stuff along the way. That's so funny.
There's a certain level of fearlessness you have to do those kind of changes.
Yeah.
If you were to look at my choices, I mean, most people would just think I'm a fucking moron. Right? Like, okay, you give up a really good international teaching job.
Yeah.
Or again, I saved more money in 5 months teaching overseas than I did in 5 years here. like the lifestyle is very different, right? So like I decided to give that up to go horribly into debt, move my family, start with damn near nothing.
Yeah.
To just for a lifestyle.
You have to feel like you're going down the path that you chose for yourself and that you still like are wanting to choose every day. Like with a podcast or real estate investing, it's something that it's not like the mainstream. You go to college, you get your job, you're parked there for 30, 40 years, and you just hope that, like the school system doesn't negotiate you down on your pension like when you retire too much, you know?
Well, the way, not getting too deeply, but like good old capitalism, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of
capitalism and like the education system too. Like you go to college, you kind of like follow this predetermined path, and at some point, for a lot of us, we're like, this predetermined path is not as cool as I thought it was when I was like 18 applying for college or whatever.
Right.
Like, okay, I got myself to a cool job. I was making $60K a year, and now I'm looking at like doing this same job that every day I like it a little less, but like I can do this for 30 years, So I'm like listening to podcasts like this. I'm like reading books. Like, what are my options? What can I do? I'm not a smart man, So I'm like, what can an average person do to like build the most amount of wealth in the least amount of time? And I came across real estate and I'm like, this is cool. Sounds like I listened to this podcast that had like 200 episodes and just like drank it in and was starting to like drink the Kool-Aid a little bit, But I was like, this sounds great. I can do it because all these people who have found all this success are like just normal guys and gals. But if they can do it, I can do it. And like once I kind of latched onto that idea, I'm like, if I'm nothing special, I can still do special things.
You say that phrase, if they can do it, I can do it. That is exactly what we talked about. And that's what John and I remember saying that, like, basically my question was, why not us?
Yeah.
That's huge.
These guys are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't we?
Yeah.
So there it was. And it was just like, yeah, let's go.
So to kind of take us through a little bit of like how the early days got going. It was just you and your partner.
Yep.
And then now it's 4 partners. So like maybe like catch us up on that whole process.
It started out with, obviously, John and I started, we were supposed to open around March 2020, right? So that's another fucking curveball, right? Like all of a sudden, we got everything going. In 2019, we were like, the place was starting to really take shape in November. And then we're like, we're going to host, so we ended up hosting the warming house for the Holiday Lights Parade, just to give people an inside glimpse as to what Swing Barrel's going to be.
Yeah.
So we didn't even have a canning machine. We didn't have anything.
Oh.
Like we were really focused on generating money with the tap room first, and then slowly building, right?
Be honest, did you guys ever even consider like bootlegging Dukes of Hazzard style?
If there would have been anywhere to bootleg to at that point, right? Like nobody was leaving the house.
Yeah. Did you guys, during that whole thing, was it just like consistently, we don't have a choice, we got to do this? Or did you guys ever even like have that thought of like, do we cut this off? Like, or do we just
had the
push
loan,
through?
man.
Oh, see, it was just,
there was
don't
no
have a
going
choice.
back.
Like, this is what we're doing. Yeah.
No going back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whether you wanted to or not, it wasn't even an option. So
yeah,
I love that. That's like the burn the boats.
Yeah.
Metaphor,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Well, we have to pay this debt. Like we're gonna figure it out. But
From
like
here on, you'll be known as Sean Quixote.
Yeah. We knew we needed someone. We knew we needed more people. You needed a brewer.
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to run a business, it's not just brewing beer.
Yeah.
There are so many other things that you have to do. But it was kind of like I remember talking to Nick going like, dude, you have an opportunity to come into this business damn near at ground level.
Mm-hmm.
This brew house is your playground and you love beer.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
Obviously you're taking a risk, you're taking a hit, but it's a lifestyle. You don't get into the brewing industry to make money. Really, you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to be rich.
Yeah.
We choose this lifestyle for just that. It's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So is it all split up like equally ownership?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. We did it evenly. I have never been the type of person to like, I don't like the idea of, an overlord necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, it just goes against the whole nature of the beast, in my opinion. But now there are people who would probably tell you that's the dumbest thing in the world, right? Like, you should have more, like you got to have one person who is this, right?
Mm.
But I don't know. I mean, I've always believed that you can do things in a democracy and put things up to a vote. And as long as you got a system in place, I think it'll work. It works.
Yeah.
It does not come without challenges.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are, each one of us, Nick, Cole, John, myself, we all have different ideas. And then to vote on that and to do those things. And those things take time too.
Mm-hmm.
If you own your own business and you are the man, you don't have to wait around to have those discussions. Right?
Yeah. But you're also doing stuff at a snail's pace. You don't have 4 guys all rowing together towards the same goal either. So
it's what takes the most time in our group is getting people rowing in the same direction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is not an easy task. I mean, you're dealing with different individuals who have different things and different priorities. So communication is the biggest key I would say for any business. You have to communicate, and you have to communicate openly and honestly.
Having partners, I feel like, because being an entrepreneur, business owner, especially by yourself, is overwhelming, intimidating, and lonely. You're second guessing yourself. You are wearing every hat.
Yes.
But you partner up with people that complement you. Like, I partnered with my contractor because I don't want to be doing all the work on my renovations anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I suck at it. Like, to be honest, like every toilet I set is wobbly. Every piece of trim is like not level. Like, it wasn't a good setup, but I'm good at finding deals, and I'm good at like negotiating and networking and stuff. So like, we complement each other well, and Dan and I do too. But it's also fun, and it doesn't seem like work, And so like, what really resonated with what you were saying was like, we do it for the community, for the love of brewing, and like the love of the actual purpose behind it, and not necessarily because I love like tweaking my brewing recipes, or like in my case, I don't really love necessarily a bunch of 2x4s and drywall all screwed together. Like, a house is a house, but like the product of that is cool. Like, you're providing someone a place to live where they like raise their family, or like have an Airbnb where people come and visit Fargo, and you can point them to like local breweries and stuff, and be like, here, check out our local, like our vibe. So like, that part's cool. Plus it buys you a lifestyle, and it gives you some purpose, like personal fulfillment. Like, we're building a little empire, and you feel like you're doing something with your life, and it kind of gives you that sense of like, okay, like I'm accomplishing something,
a little purpose in your life, right?
And you need that. Like, if you're just at a job and you're like, man, this is soul crushing, or I got this boss who I don't like, or all these people above me that don't know what they're doing, they just got here because they've been at the company for 30 years, like that kind of stuff. It's not you taking your life into your own hands, which is not our style. I feel like people like us that were like, okay, we need a little bit more out of life. We need a little bit more control. We need to like kind of have our destiny in our own hands to some degree. Like, that's kind of the bigger picture thing. And how can we make a good impact on our community? How can we have fun doing it? And partners plays a big role in that, I think, a lot of times.
You absolutely are hitting it on the head as far as I'm concerned. Like, I agree 100%. Number one, you got to know yourself, know what you're comfortable with, know what you're good at, be able to see what other people are good at, and allow them to do it.
Yeah.
Don't micromanage shit. Like, I look at John, Cole, Nick, myself. We all have very different, unique strengths that all, when working together, really can work well and build what we need to build.
Yeah. So when you guys were starting out, and we kind of already maybe touched on this a little bit, but was there like a specific moment that you remember where it was just like, I don't know if I belong in this industry, or like I feel like I've made a mistake, or like, like what was like the biggest like Misfits kind of type moment that you guys ever had?
like we don't belong here, or we're like kind of imposters when we shouldn't be doing this, or something like that. If you can think of one, I know it's a hard.
The last 5 years come to
Yeah,
mind.
it really does. It's like almost like you're going, shit, man, I still don't know if I belong. I don't know. I mean, obviously, the simplest answer I can give you is this. Like when you go from brewing 5 gallons to 10 barrels.
Yeah.
You know, that first time where you are using, you know, industrial level brewing.
Yeah.
Now, the concept of brewing doesn't change, right?
Mhm.
Like you understand how it works. You know how to brew beer. But when you're dealing on that volume,
Mhm.
then it gets real.
One of my like favorite ever quotes from a book is there's a book called Unfuck Yourself. He has a chapter in there where he talks about you have no choice but to accept everything that happens to you. And he's like, you can play the what ifs, you can run it back in your head, like all this stuff. And he's like, but it's already happened. And he's like, unless you know the only person on earth that has some hidden away time machine, it's already happened.
Yeah.
You have to accept it.
Yep.
But he talks about what you just said too, is like learn from it.
Yes.
And you know, you can figure out how to try to avoid it in the future.
Yeah.
It's happened, accept it, learn from it, move on.
Move on, man. I'm a big believer in mindsets, right?
Mhm.
Like you have to have a positive, and not even always positive, but like just growth.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the right mindset in order to do this type of stuff. And in any business, I think you like learn, grow, move on, celebrate a win, but don't sit there forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't dwell on a loss. Just keep going, man.
Yeah. So to kind of alter that a little bit, because we actually just talked about this the other day about like when people are getting started.
Yeah.
And they, you know, like you guys did it too, where it's like you want to make sure you know everything. Like you don't want to go into it feeling like you don't belong.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about how like a lot of times people will spend way too long in the planning or the research or whatever, and then never never get around to actually doing it.
You have to bust through that.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where you just gotta fucking move.
Just action take. Just do and think less and do more. We talk about that a lot too.
Yeah.
Yep. And you may fuck up.
You will fuck up.
Yeah.
You should almost expect that and just already know like it's gonna happen. You're gonna make mistakes.
Yep.
And it's gonna burn a little bit, but like that is all part of it. Like when you're listening to podcasts, listening to people like you talk, it kind of normalizes like, hey, like that's just part of it. You will make mistakes and don't expect to be perfect. Just like no entrepreneur or business owner has ever not had minor and major setbacks like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So like that's just part of it. And if you learn valuable lessons through that, then it's not even that bad, because what, you're going to study for a year to try to avoid one mistake that you might make in your first year. Like just make the mistake, learn from it and move on. It's not catastrophic most of the time.
Most people, like that's, you know, like you, me, Eric, every other future guest we're going to have is going to probably say the same thing of like, yeah, you're going to screw up, but learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Plus, it makes for good stories, like looking back.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make it to 10 years in business without having a bunch of battle scars to look back and make jokes on. You know,
Yeah.
so,
Think about all your past relationships.
Yeah.
a lot of those are jokes.
Yep. Oh, man.
And I got a couple scars.
Messed up on that one. So,
Yeah.
Switching it around then.
yeah.
So what's like, you know, we'll call it a millionaire moment, but what was like, did you guys ever have a moment where you were like, okay, like we did what we set out to do, or we accomplished this goal, or like, I know you've already kind of said like, yeah, we're not making an ungodly amount of money, but like, have you had a sort of like, we made it moment?
I don't know if it would be just a moment. I think there's series of moments that happen that you have to recognize as milestones. And I think that also helps you keep going to the next one. I think if you say you've made it, then that means that you're resting.
Oh.
And so for me, it's more, we made it here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What's next?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going? Okay, what's the next move? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so for me, it's more like there have been moments like, you know, obviously even as little as opening the tap room.
Yeah.
That was a moment, right? Like where we went, we made it here.
So what was your guys' most recent, like, we made it here moment?
I think it would be like some of the events, right? Like some of the events that you can see that you have made it to a point where you know you're having an impact on your community.
What would be, or do you have your next we made it here moment that you guys want to try to get to?
Yes, but I can't.
All right. Fine.
Sorry, I apologize.
Oh, don't be
this
geeky
one.
on that.
This one has to stay closer to the chest. But,
All right.
but I mean, like as a business owner, you're always looking to move forward, right?
Yeah.
And you're always looking to change or improve. I don't necessarily know if we'll make it to that, but even if we try, we've still made it further.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the mindset you got to have too. Like, I may not get exactly what I'm looking to do, but you know, even if I come halfway in that time period, hey, all right, well, we made it halfway there. Now we're almost there.
Gives you something to work towards, and
it does.
You're not going to take massive action when your goals are super small. That just makes a ton of sense. I've heard that a bunch. Shoot for big goals, even if you come up short. Like you've accomplished way more.
It all is in the mindset.
Yeah.
Like there are some people who have set those big goals and they don't make it, and it kills them. And it always it baffles me that that's the mindset that you have. Like, oh, we didn't make it. Oh, fuck you, man. I mean, like you still went somewhere.
Yeah, you still accomplished a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
you're better today than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
So just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great advice for people just starting out or in their first year of business. You know, like it can get a little bit negative, especially when you have goals and it doesn't pan out. You know, like you're too focused on the short term in the day-to-day grind of it to like be like, oh yeah, look how far we've come. We still have plenty of runway, or we still have a lot of time to accomplish our goals. It can be a negative spiral, like with that thinking, that opposite thinking of mindset, where you're just negative and not looking at, okay, like here's the big goals, but we're also appreciating how far we've come.
Yeah. You have to be realistic too, right? Like you can't just go around and like you can have minor fuck ups. Right? Like you can fail and you can learn from it. Stop you from trying shit.
Right. The fear and the overanalysis. Yeah, exactly.
If it's that great, if it's something else, like what do you think? And I'm actually going to ask both of you guys this, but like, what do you think is like the number one thing that stops people from getting started?
Fear. I mean, it's just fear. People get fear and comfort probably, like, right? Like you get, well, it's safe to do this job, right? It's safe to have. I know what I'm making here. I know I can live. I know I'm not going to go into debt. I'm not going to lose my house. And so I think that keeps a lot of people doing what they're doing. For me, think about this in our country too. It's fucking weird. I would not have been able to do what we did if my green card holding wife did not have health care.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I have to have health insurance.
Yeah.
Right? If she didn't have a job that we had health insurance when we moved back, like she took a job, zero chance I would be doing what I'm doing today. But we did, like, as far as overcoming that fear, it was like, here we go. Like, we're going because we can do it. I don't know if we will. Yeah. But we can, you know, you got to try.
I think that's a good way to look at it too, is like maybe not focusing so much on like I'm going to spend all this time in research and, you know, looking into every little thing and then being like, okay, I'm going into this knowing that I have a 95% chance success rate, but rather looking at it as like, there's nothing crazy about this that I can't figure out.
Right.
Like I can do this. That doesn't mean that outside factors aren't going to come into play or whatever, but it's like, you can do it. You know, like we said earlier, it doesn't take a genius with a PhD and $1 billion to do this. Like you can do it.
I always think that it's how you define things too. Like, how do you define failure? Right? Like, okay, well, do you define failure as like, when you go into business, right? Like how many startup businesses actually make it? If you determine your success or failure on just that, and you don't look at like the wins as part of the ride, well, then if you define failure as you only are going to be successful if you make it to this, you're fucked. I think.
Yeah.
I think you have to take wins when you get them. You have to know that you're growing. You went on this, you decided to go into this as a journey, not as just, I'm going to make $1 million.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is a more existential journey than it is a financial end goal, succeed or fail.
That's such a good piece of advice for new people too, because if you're only fixated on the money, that's not going to be enough motivation to sustain you through some of the downtimes. If you're only motivated for money, then you're going to give up, because at some point, like, you're going to lose a lot, or you're going to just go a long time without making any, like your first year, you said, like, we didn't make a profit or whatever. Like, if you were just in it for the money, you'd be like, all right, I'm going to dip out of this and do something else that makes money. It's just, if you have that internal motivation to just see something through or have a bigger purpose, like, we love building a community around, you know, brewing and providing a space to gather, making an impact on the community. And this is how we're going to do it. You start asking yourself questions like, how can we make this work? And not like, is it going to work? Yes or no. And then your brain gets shut off. Like, when you start thinking, okay, here's the parameters, here's what we're going to do. Now, how does it look successful? And then, okay, now we can brainstorm. Now we can implement strategies and decide on these things.
Yes.
So, like, asking yourself how to make it work instead of just, will it work? Yes or no? No. Okay, give up. Like, no, you have to be creative, and you actually have to critical think and try hard and fail on certain things. You're like, okay, well, that didn't work, but how can we make the next thing work?
Exactly. If you like the journey and you like the creativity and you like, you know, the possibility, and there's a rush in that, like, you know, hey, we're going to try this campaign, and we're going to try to do this. You know, we're going to throw money at this, and we're going to see if it fucking works, you know?
Yeah. A little bit of a gamble.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's kind of cool turning something that's just an idea in your head into a reality too. Like, a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners are like, how cool would it be to do this? Like, I don't know if it'll work, but let's try it.
Yep.
Like, it would be freaking cool if we could do like a women's brew, or features like a certain brewer on this day, and we have a little community engagement project around it. I don't know if it'll make money. We can figure it out, but how cool would it be to do that? You know, and then you're able to just take an idea and run with it and make it a reality. It's like one of the coolest feelings.
It is. It's fun. That's one of the greatest things about doing your own business. You have creative control.
Can you give us 3 either books or like people or influencers maybe that you followed online that, like, not necessarily have, like, you know, taught you everything or whatever, but like giving you really good pieces of advice that have kind of helped you along the way?
Yes. I need to think for just a second about this, though. Like, okay.
We're asking them to dig too deep right now.
You know, I think I rely a lot on, obviously, like, well, and I'll even just my family, right? Like I have 3 older brothers that are pretty smart dudes, very honest, very open, great relationship with. So, you know, like, relying on them. My mom, actually, you know, she ran a business too. She ran her own business. A couple different ones. So, you know, like, just relying on some of those experiences from those guys and their faith in you, their belief that you can do things too, that helps.
Do you have any books you could read?
Yes, I do. And this one was suggested to me by one of the owners of Drecker.
Oh, okay.
It's called Traction.
Yep.
And it's a business book. It has been, like, even recently, like, it really has helped me to shape a little bit more of how we can discuss our business goals and really get you understand the big question of why. Why are you doing this? You know, if you lose, I know this sounds really fucking cliche, but if you don't have a why outside of just making money in your business, you don't own your business. It owns you. And you end up just doing the same shit that you did when you were in the other job that you were complaining about. But if you understand why you're doing it, and you know that you're, like, I know that my goal, my why revolves around being a good husband and a good father and being present. I want to have a job where that's that, and it allows me to be a better version of myself outside of it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, you end up working as a slave to your own business. And that's the exact opposite of what I want.
Yeah, definitely. Any other books or any?
I think one on the similar similar messages. Traction would be like another one that was suggested to me by the same guy. Finding something that gives you a little bit of peace or a little bit of, I don't know, man, like everybody's got their own ones. And I don't know if I can point one specifically, but
no, that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. I mean, I think those would be recently that would be the most influential ones that I've read.
Yeah.
It's definitely, there's seasons and there's milestones, but yeah, you should always try to continue to self-educate, continue to like to grow and have that learner's mindset, like you said, and just listen to other people in the business. Like, how have you done, you know, X, Y, or Z, or in collaborating and just learning? Because yeah, if you turn the brain off, it's like death for your business.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, that's great advice.
What is the best advice that you can give somebody that's kind of looking to start or just starting out to help them just kind of move it along, get to that next step, get started on whatever they're trying to do? Like, what would be the best advice that you could give somebody that's in those kind of early stages?
I think, you know, there's a lot of different things you can tell somebody in those stages. But like for me, what helped me to do was just simply ask yourself again, like, what do you want? And like, okay, well, what do you want out of life? That's a big question, but like you have to think about that, because if you can visualize what you want and what you're working towards, it makes working a hell of a lot easier. Right. And so I guess I would say also just, you know, you have to lose the fear.
Okay.
Don't be scared to try shit. Obviously, like I said earlier, try to be smart. I feel that fear is the biggest crippler for a lot of people. And once you overcome the fear and you develop more of a mindset of grit.
Yeah, like you're gonna figure it out no matter
I'm
what.
gonna do this. I'm gonna do this shit. And I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna go do it.
In your experience, like that fear someone might have, it could be an irrational fear because they don't know all the things they should even be afraid of because they haven't done it yet. So someone that has done it, looking back, like all the fears you had, like what percentage would you say are actually founded, like grounded in reality, and what are like, oh, that was just an irrational fear, never came up, should never have worried about it, wasted a bunch of time.
Yeah, I think that happens quite a bit. I think people talk themselves out of things way more than they look forward, right? That's where a lot of that fear comes. I think like there were some moments that obviously, you know, we had a right to be scared and still do to this point. But like maybe, you know, like for the number, and I don't have any clue what the actual percentage is, but like, you know, I think about like 10% maybe.
10%
are like a grounded in like reality.
Wow.
Like you're going like, and I think your brain plays so many tricks on you. Like 90% of the fears that you're scared about are just compounded, snowballed, exaggerated fears that if you just strip it down, there might be one thing that you really should pay attention to.
Like one little kernel to have a healthy fear, but everything else is just your imagination going wild.
And just going nuts, right? And keeping you from doing.
Dang.
Yeah.
Love that.
So it would be like if, you know, for me, like me and you sitting here talking, if my goal was to work towards starting my own business. Sorry, Eric. No, I'm just kidding. What's like one thing that you think, or that you would tell me like this week, go do this thing,
like actionable steps,
and it'll get you one step closer to doing what you want to do in life?
I don't think there's any one place to start. Like I think you just have to start. So like if you're thinking of like, for example, it would depend on the business, right? Too like going, okay, well, if you were going to start a brewery like we did, well, logical places to start. I'm going to go talk to some brewers. I'm going to go talk to some owners. I'm going to see if I can just visit with them. You know, I'm going to research beer styles. I'm going to start designing my own recipes. I'm, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever level you're at. And again, I don't know if there's one path.
Yeah.
You just have to start. Because when you take that step, it's going to lead to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just, you know, put a list of 10 things on the wall, throw a dart, and just start with that. Just start with something.
There's no right or wrong necessarily. Like you don't want to start like buying drums or industrial equipment.
No.
Like use apply some logic, but don't let your thought process be so rigid that you're like, if I don't start my LLC, nothing else can get done.
Right.
Like if I don't have these 3 things that are like number 1, 2, and 3, that means I can't do anything. Like if you have a list of 10 things, you can do maybe if you have ADHD or something, or a little spastic like me, I'm like, okay, well, I can just work on this until like my LLC goes through, then I can do the checking account. But until that goes through, I can do this, or I can make a Facebook post, or like there's no right or wrong necessarily. Don't just lose your logic. Also have a general plan, but be flexible. Like you said earlier, just be flexible enough to not have that set in stone. One path is like, that's the only thing you can take. And
right. Obviously you hit it right though too. I mean, like there is logic that's involved, right? Like if you're going to do something and you're going to start something, you should think about it. Like think about, okay, well, what are the major hurdle points that I know I'm going to come upon eventually? Where are those? What's going to make, if I want to jump this one, well, I can't just go straight to jump that. I know I'm going to have to do these first. Once you actually start putting pen to paper and really writing out that list kind of thing, you start figuring it out. Honestly, there are so many people that you can go and ask.
Yeah.
Right. And podcasts like this, you can listen to people and their story, and you can get a really good idea of what to expect, what's realistic, like where to start. Just consuming a ton of like content that's related to like your goals.
Yeah.
Would help lay a groundwork for sure.
So last thing I got for you, Sean, is just anything that you want to give a shout out to, any businesses or anything you want to plug.
Swing Barrel Brewing is the best brewery.
You got any new brews that you're excited about, or any new releases?
Well, we're dipping our toes into the THC world.
Oh wow!
Okay.
So obviously on the Minnesota side, that's legal. So we're testing out a recipe. We're gonna see how it takes.
Okay.
Wow. Well, that'll be
honest, how
fun.
many times a day do you guys test that recipe?
Can I be a guinea pig?
Right.
For science,
It is weird. Like, okay, I will tell you this.
What happens if you guys just massively screw up that recipe?
Well, I guess we're all fucking stoned for a week. I don't know. Or not at all. Who knows? That's the worst case. No, it's funny. Like that is one thing about being in the industry. I drink less beer now than I did when I didn't own a brewery. Like I find myself like I don't really drink beer a ton. Yeah. I'm taste testing, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'm quality control more than I am actually consuming. It's weird. That's probably just partly getting old too.
Taste test like one pint at a time.
Not even. Shit, man. Like I'm taking little shot glasses, little tasters, and just testing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's age too. Like I can't hit it like I did. So otherwise I'm screwed for the next day.
But the pelvic thrusting is still alive and well.
Hips are getting a little rusty, but I got to keep them stretched.
Got to keep it loose.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you guys have a lot of live events, a lot of live music.
Music is a big part of our life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And maybe if a person's lucky when they come check out your guys' tap room and stuff, you'll be up there singing, thrusting, building community.
So how do people find like the events and stuff like that for Swing Barrel?
Mostly we do a lot of our stuff online, just like social media.
Facebook?
Create the events. Yeah. Social media, like Facebook and Instagram are our main platforms.
Is it just like Swing Barrel Brewing?
swingbarrelbrew.com. So you can look up Swing Barrel Brewing Company on Facebook, and then Instagram, same thing, Swing Barrel Brew, at Swing Barrel Brew.
Go check them out.
Yeah, check us out. Come and have a pint with us.
And do you guys have like distribution set up too, where you can get it in liquor stores?
We do, mainly locally? Around the area right now. I'd say within about 100 miles. We are in some accounts that are a little further out, but not a ton. We're kind of trying to grow some of that. In Minnesota, you can self-distribute.
Okay.
So we self-distribute. If in North Dakota, you can self-distribute up to a certain volume. So once you get to the level of like, for example, like a Drecker, right? They're not self-distributing anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Icewind would be an example of they still can self-distribute.
So for all the people that don't leave their houses and DoorDash and Instacart everything, where do you guys sell like locally? Who sells your beers?
We have a really good selection at like Bridgeview in South Moorhead and Happy Harry's.
Cool.
Those, basically more of the like a little bit bigger Bernie's.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah.
Cool.
That's our real homework for tonight is expand our palette.
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
some. I had what was like one of the hazy IPAs.
I didn't go into work, so I didn't bring any beer. I'm a fuck up. Sorry.
Well, it's not even noon yet. So
I know. Sorry. I'll hit you guys up.
No, it's all good. It was really good too. It was like, I think
good.
it was a hazy. I can't remember the name exactly. Tree shaker.
Tree Shaker.
Is that the hazy IPA?
There is. Well, we have a lot of different hazies, but that's a popular one.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's the one I had. It was super good. And I'm like, I'm not like a connoisseur or anything, you know,
Sure, yeah.
but I know a good beer when
You know,
I'm
you-
North Dakotan. So
you
I
know
a
what you
good-
like.
Yeah. But yeah,
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Sean, thanks for coming on.
hopefully it was
Yeah.
as good for you as it was for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was awesome.
I'll be reliving this in my mind.
In the bank. Put it in
Yeah,
the bank.
I got it there. Yeah.
Well,
thank you guys though. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
It was
no
a lot
problem.
of fun.
Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll have more guests coming up. We'll have more stories to share, more advice to share, more actionable items. It doesn't stop here for sure. This is just the beginning. So join us next time for the next episode of Millionaire Misfits. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.